Welcome back, everyone. In your community news today, I had the opportunity to speak with a man who has had an extensive political career in the state of Tennessee. Senator Lamar Alexander is retiring next month. Not only has Alexander served as a United States Senator since 2003, he was also the 45th governor and the United States Secretary of Education. There is no doubt he has made an impact on our state and our country. Take a look as he reflects on his time in office, improvements to Chattanooga, and advice for the next generation of leaders. Why did you decide to get into politics so many years ago?
Well, Howard Baker inspired me. This was a long time ago, 1966. I'd been raised by my parents in Maryville to respect public life and public service. And when he came along and wanted to build a two-party system in Tennessee, I thought, I was just out of law school, I thought I'd like to help.
And help he did, from being elected as the 45th governor of the state of Tennessee, president of the University of Tennessee, and serving as a United States Senator since 2003. His time in the volunteer state will not be forgotten.
Having been around for a while, it gives me a chance to look back. And I look at the last 40 years of Tennessee, and the single biggest thing is the arrival of the auto industry. It wasn't here 40 years ago. There was no Volkswagen in Chattanooga. There was no Nissan and General Motors. And most importantly, there weren't 1,000 auto suppliers that have spread across the state. So the arrival of Nissan and General Motors in the early 1980s, and then we built 4-lane highways to bring supplies to those plants, now to Volkswagen also. That plus our focus on better schools has lifted our state up, raised family incomes.
Senator Alexander is proud of his state and our community.
So I see a more confident state, a more livable Chattanooga, a city that's admired now all across the country for what it's done for itself over the last 40 years. So that's what I remember about this privilege that Tennesseans have given me. I've had a chance to see Tennessee rising, lifting itself up.
Over the years, one of the projects Alexander has spent time and effort improving is the Chickamauga Lock, chairman of the committee that funds this $500 billion project. What impact is this going to make to the Tennessee Valley and the Chattanooga area?
More jobs, take a lot of heavy trucks off the road, the air will be cleaner, transportation will be cheaper, more people will be coming to Chattanooga and East Tennessee because of it.
What are your thoughts with the presidential transition, where we stand right now as a community as a whole?
Well, in the midst of what we're doing, it doesn't look so good. But if you step back, you know, we still produce more than 20% of all the money in the world for 4% of the people. We have the strongest military, the best universities. It's our pharmaceutical companies that are producing this vaccine in 8 months instead of 8 years. We have a system of government that most countries in the world would admire. So I think we're still very lucky to live in the United States of America. We just need to elect more people who want to make things work and bring our country together.
Alexander's political career comes to a close next month. What's it going to be like from being busy every moment of the day to having a little bit of time on your hands?
Well, you know, I've had the best seat in the House for about 40 years. And so I'm looking at retirement as turning the page on a chapter in a very good book and hoping the next chapter is good too. I don't know what it will bring, but I think I'll just let life come to me. You know, politics and government is really a very small part of this great big life that we have a chance to live.
Offering this bit of advice for the next generation.
Have a sense of purpose. I'm very inspired and privileged by the chance to have participated in our political system. That's number one. And number two, hook yourself up to someone you respect and admire. Volunteer for them, as I did with Howard Baker, and do whatever they ask you to do as long as it's legal, and learn from them. Have a good mentor and then have at it. See what happens. Might be the school board, it might be the United States Senate, but it's worth doing.
Senator Alexander will be succeeded by Bill Hagerty. We wish him well in his retirement.